All right. Hi, everybody. I am Deborah Ann Sitchy, and I am so excited that you guys are here tonight. So, a little bit about me. I am a new mom to a 2-month-old little girl, and we are a Army National Guard family, and so very thankful for it. I have been taking Plexus for a little over a year, all through my pregnancy, and I can't tell you how amazing it's been for me. Just with all of the normal pregnancy things that I wasn't struggling with. It was my first pregnancy, so I don't have something to compare it to, but it was amazing to say the least. Enough about me. We have four amazing women here that are going to share their stories with you. And please help me welcome our first speaker, Kristen.
Thank you. I'm super excited and a little nervous, but I was totally honored when they asked. And sorry, you might hear my son bouncing in the background, but like she said, my name is Kristen. I am an Army wife, and I'm actually a former Marine Corps wife as well. So I'm kind of representing both branches here, but my husband was in the Marines for 4.5 years, and then he has now been in the Army for 5. So I have been a Marine Corps, or I have been a military spouse for about 9.5 years, and I absolutely love it. We're currently stationed in Colorado Springs, Colorado, but I'm actually from the Northwest Ohio area. And I like to say that my journey with Plexus started a couple months before I actually joined. So I gave birth to my second child in June of 2018, and I actually did it by myself. My husband was deployed overseas at the time. And as hard as that was to do that by myself, the actual really challenging part was the recovery after having kids, taking care of a house, having a job, all of these things that I was doing by myself. It was super hard. And with all the health issues and pain that I was in, I ended up probably taking ibuprofen for longer than I should have. And it caused a boatload of issues. Like, those bottle warnings are no joke. So I, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have done that. But, I was relying on the care that I receive. And some of you that are military spouses may have the same experiences that I have when it comes to military healthcare. But it's really not the best, at least in my experience. But I did every medication that they said. I did every test that they wanted me to do. Nothing was showing anything. Nothing was working. But my symptoms were getting worse. And when I say symptoms, I had a slew of health issues going on. And I'll just name a few because I know I only have a couple minutes. But I had major GI issues, the gas, the bloating, the diarrhea, the vomiting. I had severe acid reflux to the point where I couldn't even drink water without it burning all the way down. I had, oh gosh, so much dizziness, fatigue, daily headaches, migraines. I had sugar cravings, major sugar cravings. I was getting horrible sleep. I had no energy. I've always suffered from like hormonal acne really bad, but it was just getting worse and worse. And which my skincare journey is a whole story in itself that I'm super proud of. But my breaking point was when I started getting a rash all over my torso. Like, I thought I had bed bugs or something because it was so itchy and gross, and just I was like, what the heck is this? So my friend Victoria actually shared the products with me before this, and she was like, you should really give this a try. I really think this will help with what you have going on. So I was like, you know what? I've tried everything else. I'll do it. I fully expected them to not work. I didn't even tell my husband I was taking them. I just kind of did it. And I started with the Triflex. Within my first week, my acid reflux was gone. And within 3 weeks, I felt like a completely different person. And I have shared and taken the products ever since. So I went silver in one day. I had 3 people join me in one day. And then I kind of slowly, organically shared since then, except up until the last year or so. I share how I wanted to, with who I wanted to, not sort of worrying about the business per se, but I enjoyed the products. I just had a lot going on, and I wasn't viewing it the way that I view it now. I had a full-time job, and it was actually a really stressful job. When I look back on it now, it was a huge blessing for me, because with my husband's schedule all over the place and being unreliable and all of these things that you deal with as a military spouse, if you have kids, a lot of that stuff with the kids relies on you. So if they have a snow day or they're sick and you have to pick them up from daycare, or you have to, leave leave work early or come in late. I just felt like a really bad employee, and I just really unreliable, and that wasn't really me as a person. So I really, really struggled with that. So I actually ended up losing my job due to COVID in the fall of 2020. And it was the biggest blessing for me because thankfully I had Plexus to fall back on, and the residual income that I had built already. But the stress and the weight of all of that stuff of dealing with that job just like vanished, because now I can stay home with my kids. I can work from home. I don't have to have a set schedule. I don't have to have, that stress of, oh my gosh, I'm a horrible employee. I have to go get my kids. I have to go do this. My husband can't. It's all on me. So it's been like one of those things where you think of COVID as a bad thing. I think of it, for me, it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because now that I treat Plexus as a business, it has grown immensely for me, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. But what's really, really exciting is I can take this wherever we go. And I can't say that about any other job. And I truly enjoy it. I've gotten into, I absolutely love fitness and exercise. I've gotten into nutrition to where I'm now a certified nutrition coach. So like all these pieces that Plexus goes with, I'm able to bring that fully to my team. And that truly is something that I've never experienced before. I've never had that job where I'm like, oh, I want to grow up to be this. I've never had that. So having this, that I truly enjoy it and I'm able to bless people in the process and take it wherever I go, is just truly special to me. So that's my story in a nutshell. So I'm going to pass it on to Lauren and let her take over.
Thank you for sharing. My name's Lauren Collinsworth. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus. I'm pretty sure I've asked many times, but I think I'm actually the only Diamond who is currently serving in the military. We have a lot of vets that are prior service members, but I am actually a captain, a nurse in the Army National Guard, and I've been in for 16 and a half years now. And I'm a mom of 5, soon to be 6, or expecting number 6. And I've been doing Plexus for 6 years. Plexus has been so great for me as a service member because it has been so flexible for me. I am National Guard, so I'm not active duty, but I was an active duty wife. So my husband was in the Marine Corps before we had kids. So I can kind of speak to that as well. But we didn't have any kids, and we just could do whatever we wanted. However, I couldn't have a job while he was active duty because I was going back and forth from home so much. And I just think, like, how awesome would it have been for me having all that time before I had kids? So if like young service members' wives, how much time they have on their hands, like I had so much time, unbelievable amounts of time. I couldn't imagine if I had Plexus to be able to like full do it, and help all these other service members' wives and the community and all. Just, it would be so great. Anyways, currently though, being a mom and having so many responsibilities and being I'm a nurse section leader and just different things that the military has me do, Plexus has been such a blessing because the demands, they often will call me and say like, hey, we need you to come in extra, or hey, the way our drill schedule works is we have year-round drill. So like our drills are like 4 or 5 days long almost every month. And with a job, like I know with other nurses and stuff, they're constantly having conflicts and it's just constantly a stress on them, where I'm like, sure, I'm available, because Plexus is able to be taken with me anywhere I can go. And I'm very careful about how I promote Plexus within my military. You have to be very careful with that. I do not sell to any subordinates. I will, if somebody approaches me, I will send them to somebody else, like either a wife of somebody that's in there or something, but not specifically from me to somebody that's directly in my chain of command who is lower. And I think that's important to know if you're in the military, because you just don't want any lines crossing. But I have lots of other officers and stuff who I have helped lose weight, meet height and weight, get off medications, avoid med board. I can go on and on. I always tell my team, like, I'm helping the military go pink, from green to pink. And I'm serious. Like, I have helped so many during trainings. Like, I had to go for 3 weeks in San Antonio to do some training as a nurse. And I met other nurses and doctors and like blew them away. Not only does my income sometimes double their income, but also because they're like, you have how many people that you're helping, and you're still able to be here away from your clients or patients or whatever you want to say, the people I'm helping with their health, and you could still do it while you're training. And I'm like, yes. And they're like, wow, I could add that to what I'm doing as a doctor. And these are active duty too and stuff. And they're like, that's great. That's really good. We could help our soldiers with, focusing more on gut health. And there was like psychologists there and stuff. And they were like, we just went to a symposium where they talked about the gut microbiome and the connection with the brain and all this stuff. And you're like talking about this, and you're just this stay-at-home mom, nurse gone stay-at-home mom. I'm like, yeah, because yeah, it works. And they're like, wow, we got to get more information. And I'm Facebook friends with like tons of them. Several of them have their wives on it with me. And it's just so funny. Like, really, the military is actually a really small community. If you really think about it, like, I went to training in Italy, walked in the door, and I was like, hey, I know you. And so like, there is so many connections and so many people, and we are such a close-knit family. Like, why wouldn't you want your family to feel good, to have good finances, to not be stressed when your husbands are deployed? Having that community within your Plexus family to be able to help each other get through it. Oftentimes our Plexus community will rally around military families and stuff, send care packages, do all these things too. And it's just such a great, like, even more of a community to be a part of when your husband's deployed, or whenever you're deployed. If you're a service member and you're deployed, guess what you can do? As long as you got Wi-Fi, which a lot of times we do now, you can work, you can make extra money while you're deployed instead of just sitting around watching Netflix. Why not make extra money and help people with their health? I mean, it's just so great. It's so great. So that is my testimony. And who was next? I forgot who was next.
I am.
Bridget. Yeah, there you go.
So good, Lauren. You got me all fired up. Oh my goodness. Hi guys, I'm BK, a military spouse veteran. I guess that's how I say it now, since last April of 2021, because Plexus enabled us to retire my husband early from his military career. You guys, my husband served as a helicopter rescue swimmer with the United States military for nearly 25 years. He had such an incredible career. It was actually very, very bittersweet for our entire family. You should have seen us at the retirement, bawling our brains out. Just so forever grateful for his service for our country, for all of your hubbies and spouses and friends and their service to our country. So thankful for the memories that we made every 2 to 4 years of moving. Oh my goodness, resettling, making the new friends. It's a lot, you guys. It was a lot. Best years of my life, but homeschooling 4 children during those 16 years that we were married, and me, military spouse. 6 years ago, I got on Plexus products when we were stationed in North Carolina. Anybody here ever stationed in North Carolina? Good place to be. But I was really struggling to find the energy, you guys. Like, we're talking like all day long. It didn't matter if I had 3 cups of coffee, the energy, the brain power, the motivation even to continue homeschooling our 4 children. Like, this was like my dream come true, to be able to stay home and homeschool our children, you guys. But I mean, even with this particular tour, of moving, I wasn't a part of even unpacking the house. I felt so guilty. I didn't have it, you guys. And I am like a go-getter, high energy, like, boom, we're getting things done. I didn't have it. And my husband, he got worried, and it was really hard because these schedules of these guys. I mean, he was on call all the time. He was gone and then he'd come back, and then you never know, like all night long, he might be, on his phone working on something or being called in. So basically during this time frame, many of my childhood health issues had popped back up. It was in my mid-30s. And honestly, it just made the transition, the moving, you guys, the meeting new friends, settling in a new church, all the things, all the more difficult. So we were also dealing with a lot of stress, like looking back, oh my goodness, my husband, I don't know if you guys have husbands like this, but he was in charge of finances. So grateful for that. But he would sit me down monthly and we would like go over everything. And I'd be like, oh, I just don't even want to know. And every month, no matter how hard we would try, like there was more months, at the end of the money, if you know what I'm saying. So very paycheck to paycheck. We love Dave Ramsey. We wanted to be debt free. Anyway, so lots of stress with that, as well as dealing with my husband in and out and tiny children that I was homeschooling. Well, I'm just going to say this. So I call my husband Sparky, and Sparky was actually the one to really encourage me to get on the simple system with Plexus. And I will tell you that in the first 3, 6, 9 months, like it was just packed with answers for my health. Like the low mood had like, all I can say, like I was lifted and stabilized. And I like to say it this way. I felt, and you guys know what I mean if you're mama, I felt like bright-eyed, like all day long. I could see my children again. I was literally like counting the freckles again on my daughter's nose. I was like, oh my goodness, it's like I've just been in this fog, right? So tummy issues resolved, hormones no longer bother me every month. We're on year 6 of that. That's big stuff, you guys. But I want to share this part. This is really on my heart for tonight. It was actually super early in my health journey, even before I had results on the products, that David and I, my hubby and I, were struck with. We were struck with 3 things that really caused us to start to think about whether or not we should share what we found with others. Again, this is before my results, okay? So number 1, we looked around and realized that we had dozens and dozens of friends all around the country, but even at our new church, our neighbors, oh my goodness, who had health issues that were directly related to gut health. We were like, we have a simple economical combo that would help them all. Okay. Like we loved that we had a Facebook resource page where there were like hundreds of testimonials on it. And we just were like, oh, people need to know, like, right. Number 2, we learned more about the opportunity and the company, and I will say the compensation plan too, early on in our journey. We learned Plexus Worldwide is debt-free. The executives have planned well, you guys, for the future financial success of the company and us brand ambassadors. That is a blessing to me. They're thinking ahead. They're committed to being a legacy company for the benefit of my children, my children's children. You guys, this is a business I can pass on. Is that not so amazing? Like leave in my will, okay, for my family, for my children. And honestly, you guys, we learned some about the generous compensation plan, but it was when we experienced the generous compensation plan during our first month when we made nearly, am I allowed to say? We made like nearly $900, you guys, by sharing our referral link. And then we realized, oh my goodness, number 3, we realized that we could help others earn this income too. And again, we were always big about being debt-free. We were like handing out Dave Ramsey's books, out like candy. We were like, we have something so special. We can help everyone we know with the simple combo, and we can help them all make more money to bless their families and their futures. Okay. Like we were just sold. So you guys, we retired my husband from the military this last year. We were actually able to do that a few years back, but he loved his men. He loved his right. And again, very bittersweet that we left, but the financial freedom that we have experienced as a Diamond family has been incredible. All the options are open for us, whether it be the education of our children, what we feed our family, the travel, visiting family all over, where we want to move and settle long term. The options are endless. And I literally had to look it up the other day. I was like, how do I tell other people how much money I make? Like in a really, like without bragging. And I'm just going to tell you, you guys, it's multiple six figures. And like, I haven't been to college in like 22 years. And I'm at home with my babies, homeschooling them. My hubby is freed up to do ministry and all these things he's always longed to do. We're just forever grateful. So I hope that you give Plexus a real good chance. Okay. Thank you so much for letting me share. And we have Michael Ann next. So excited to hear from you.
Hi guys, I am super excited. I'm not big on public speaking, but this is just too good to share. My journey really starts 2 years ago. My husband joined the National Guard. We thought that would be a great way for him to serve our country and stay close to home. But little did we know that after he graduated basic, we decided to try for our third baby, which we were really excited about. And as soon as I found out I was pregnant, which was pretty quickly, he went to his first duty station. And because he was a sharpshooter, they decided to deploy him. So he left when I was 7 months pregnant. That was a big stressor and big shocker for me. So that was very hard to cope with until I gave birth to my beautiful baby girl. I considered myself a very healthy person. I worked out. I actually met my husband in the gym years ago, but we worked out together. We ate healthy. I didn't have any health issues, but as soon as I gave birth to my baby girl, I struggled with preeclampsia after birth. So my blood pressure was very high. I was suffering with migraines. I think my whole pregnancy, I had gained maybe 15 or 20 pounds. But as soon as I had my baby girl, within 2 weeks, I had put on 35 pounds. I was unable to sleep. I was struggling. And of course, as soon as I left the hospital, I went back to 2 crazy boys at home on my own, trying to find my way with a new baby. So as most of you know, as military wives or spouses or friends, when your family member is away, you try so hard not to burden them with what's going on at home, right? You want them to stay focused on the tasks they have before them. And so I really struggled at home by myself, just not being able to share with him what was going on at home. Although I had one close friend I really shared with, I felt really just secluded and by myself and my struggles. I remember one night trying to quickly cook dinner to get the kids out of the house, their sports. And my boys were playing with my baby girl. And I was trying to cook dinner super quick. She would not stop crying. And so my poor Luca came over. I'm so sorry, mommy. We can't, get Rayma calm down. And so I was literally standing at the stove, nursing her in one arm, making dinner. And she had one of those explosive baby poops all over me, all over her. And the boys started belly laughing. And I was trying my hardest to just fake a laugh for them because all I wanted to do was cry. And in that moment, I really thought to myself, my children deserve more. I deserve more. This is not the life that I want to live anymore. Just a struggle to wake up in the morning, a struggle to fall asleep at night, a struggle to go through the motions while struggling with brain fog and panic attacks and just anxiety through the roof. And it was just one of my most deepest, darkest times of my life. And a friend kept sharing Plexus with me. And I kept telling her, I don't want to try another one of those companies, right? I've tried products before. They didn't work for me. What makes this one different? And it came to a moment where I actually had a full-blown panic attack and 911 was called, where I realized, if there is even a little bit of hope that this might work for me, I'm going to try it. But the thing is we were really struggling with our finances. I had stayed home from work a little bit longer just because I had a brand new baby. So I took a pay cut for a while and I was depending on just my husband's pay. And I had just started going back to work. So I was trying to make up the money that we had lost. So when I called my husband and finally told him, like, I need to try this, he was like, okay, well, you need to figure out how to make that money back. So I thought to myself, I can't wait to try the products, but like, who am I going to share these with? Who wants to hear from just like a hot mess mom who doesn't have her life together, who's struggling every day to get out of bed? And just a few little Facebook posts, just sharing my heart. I was able to make just shy of $1,000 in my first month, which was not just a blessing to like me and my family, but to our finances. The product started working so amazing for me. Within the first week, I just felt different. The brain fog was gone. I was sleeping better. I didn't have migraines. I was being a yes mom again. I was laughing with my kids. I felt good. I was able to get off blood pressure medications and anxiety medications. Then detox hit a little bit, right? I started gaining a little weight back, but I had that glimmer of hope of what Plexus did for me. And I thought, I am pushing through this. I am not giving up on these products. They work. They are amazing. They are the real deal. And now 2 years later, I can maintain a healthy weight. I'm working out after work and after my kids go to bed. I'm enjoying life with them. I feel better than ever. I don't have blood pressure issues. I feel like I'm just completely set free from all of it. And now that my husband is home, I'm able to just be present with him, present with my kids, and just enjoying life. And so that's why I will forever share Plexus, because even if tonight just sparked a tiny little bit of hope in you, I tell you to run with it, because it is so worth it and it can absolutely change your life. One decision can change your life forever. So I love sharing with you guys tonight, and I'm going to kick it back to Deborah Ann.
Thank you so much. What a freaking way to end that call. That was amazing. And I just want to thank everybody for jumping on. If you didn't have a chance to fill out the quick survey, go ahead and do that. And then just, I hope everybody enjoyed listening to the stories. I can tell you right now that they really touched me, and knowing some of the struggles, not all of the struggles that you guys have, it's really amazing what this community will do. So make sure that you guys reach out to the person that invited you tonight, get any questions that you have answered, and now the ball is in your court. So it's time to make a change, and we are here to support you. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and it was so nice to have everybody here.